Ever had one of those days where you just feel absolutely on top of the world? You know, like you could conquer a mountain, ace every test, and charm everyone you meet all before lunchtime? No? Well, stick around, because today we're diving into the habits that can make every day feel like your best day ever. Before we dive in, let me tell you a little story about me. I used to be the ultimate night owl. Mornings were my arch nemesis. Waking up was like emerging from a crypt, and getting out of bed was a battle I rarely won. One morning, I hit the snooze button so many times that I finally woke up an hour late. My routine, if you could call it that, was a disaster. I scrambled out of bed, tripped over my shoes, and knocked over my alarm clock. I threw on the first clothes I could find, which were, of course, mismatched. Breakfast? Forget it. I was lucky to grab a granola bar on my way out. I was worn out, cranky, and not at all prepared to face the day. But then something changed. I decided I was done with feeling like a zombie every morning. I wanted to know what it felt like to start my day with energy and positivity, and that's where the journey to these incredible habits began. So, I started with a morning routine. Now, I'm not talking about a 2-hour-long, Instagram-worthy ritual. I'm talking about something simple and doable. I began by setting my alarm just 15 minutes earlier. Those 15 minutes gave me time to stretch, sip a glass of water, and actually breathe before the chaos of the day started. Over time, those 15 minutes turned into 30 and then 45. Now my mornings start with a bit of meditation, a quick workout, and a nutritious breakfast. And let me tell you, the difference is night and day. Starting my morning right set the tone for a productive and positive day. So if you're like the old me, hating mornings, try tweaking your routine. You might just find yourself looking forward to that alarm clock. Now, speaking of mornings, you know what else I added to my routine that made a huge difference? Exercise. Here's the thing about exercise. I used to hate it. The idea of going to the gym or even doing a home workout felt like torture. But then I discovered something amazing. I don't have to stick to a traditional workout to move my body. I started with dancing. Yes, dancing. In my room, with nobody watching. I put on my favorite tunes and just let loose. Not only did it get my heart rate up, but it also put a huge smile on my face. Whether it's dancing, walking, yoga, or any movement you enjoy, find what works for you. Moving your body isn't just good for your physical health, it's a fantastic mood booster. Trust me, your future self will thank you for those endorphins. And while we're on the topic of physical health, let's talk food. I have a confession. I used to have a pretty terrible diet. Fast food, sugary snacks, and endless cans of soda were my staples. And you know what? I felt like garbage most of the time. One day, after a particularly brutal fast food binge, I decided to make a change. I started small, swapping out sugary drinks for water, adding more veggies to my meals, and actually eating breakfast. Now, I'm not saying I don't indulge in a good burger or slice of cake now and then, but by fueling my body with better food most of the time, I noticed a huge improvement in my energy levels and overall mood. Eating right really does make you feel incredible. Speaking of better food, let's not forget about hydration. Water. It's simple, but it's crucial. I used to be terrible at drinking enough water. My skin was dry, I was constantly tired, and I had headaches more often than not. So I made a commitment to myself: drink more water. I bought a big, fancy water bottle, and I carried it with me everywhere. I added slices of lemon and cucumber to make it more interesting. And guess what? It worked. My skin improved, my energy levels went up, and those pesky headaches, gone. Staying hydrated is one of the easiest and most effective ways to feel amazing. So drink up, folks. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about the mind. Gratitude is a game changer. I used to focus a lot on what was going wrong in my life. Stress at work, minor annoyances, you name it. It was a cycle of negativity. One evening, I stumbled upon a gratitude journal at a bookstore. Intrigued, I decided to give it a try. Each night I wrote down 3 things I was thankful for. It was tough at first, but then I started to notice the little things. A kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal. This simple habit shifted my perspective. I started looking for the good in each day, and it made me feel happier and more content. Give it a shot. You might be surprised at how much you have to be grateful for. Speaking of gratitude, you know what really helped me appreciate the little things? Unplugging from my phone. Social media can be a double-edged sword. I love staying connected, but I found myself spending hours scrolling, comparing, and feeling increasingly anxious. So I decided to set some boundaries. I designated no phone times, like during meals and an hour before bed. I started using that time to read, go for a walk, or just relax without screens. The result? I felt more present, less stressed, and genuinely happier. Unplugging doesn't mean disconnecting from the world. It means reconnecting with yourself and the people around you. Try it. You might find it refreshing. Now that we've talked about unplugging, let's dive into mindfulness. Mindfulness was a foreign concept to me. I was always thinking ahead, planning, worrying. Then a friend introduced me to mindfulness meditation. I was skeptical, but I decided to give it a go. I started with just 5 minutes a day, sitting quietly, focusing on my breath, and letting go of the chaos around me. It was tough at first. My mind wandered like crazy. But with practice, I got better at it. Those few minutes of mindfulness became my sanctuary. It helped me manage stress, stay calm, and appreciate the present moment. Mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind. It's about paying attention to the here and now. And it's incredibly powerful. Speaking of keeping the mind active, let's talk about learning. I love learning, but after school I fell into a routine and stopped challenging myself. One day I decided to change that. I picked up a book on a topic I knew nothing about and dived in. Learning something new was invigorating. It woke up my brain, gave me a sense of accomplishment, and even sparked new conversations with friends and colleagues. Whether it's a new hobby, language, or skill, never stop learning. It keeps you curious, engaged, and feeling alive. Plus, it's a lot of fun to surprise people with your newfound knowledge. So go ahead, pick up that guitar, sign up for that class, and keep your mind active. Finally, let's talk about kindness. I used to think small acts of kindness didn't make much difference. Boy, was I wrong. One day, I decided to compliment a stranger on their outfit. The smile I received in return was priceless. That small gesture made my day, and I realized how powerful kindness can be. Helping others, offering a kind word, or just listening can make a huge impact on both their day and yours. Studies show that kindness can boost your mood and even your health. So spread the love. Compliment someone, hold the door, or just smile. The world could always use a little more kindness, and so could you. And there you have it, 9 habits that can transform your everyday life into something incredible. Remember, it's all about the small changes that add up over time. Start with 1 or 2 habits and build from there. Before you know it, you'll be feeling unstoppable. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share these tips with someone who could use a little boost. And for more tips on living your best life, check out this video right here. Until next time, be undefeatable.